Hey everybody, my name is Evan Freiberger, and yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since the last time we have talked. I don't really know what to do with myself, not gonna lie. It's been a whole lot of nothing happening in the weather world in terms of severe weather, tornadoes, even hurricanes, but I guess we do have something to talk about. I typically won't hop on to talk about colder temperatures, but we do got some on the way. So we're gonna be talking about that. Also, who can see severe weather, and we'll do a little bit of a tropical update as well. But first, looking at the precipitation over the next couple of days, you can see that we do have a little bit of a low pressure system that's going to be entering close to the United States, pretty soon over the next couple of days here on Friday. This is going to be early morning Friday. Some showers and storms are going to be possible there as that kind of spreads down there. Also going to be looking out between Friday and Saturday for a waterspout threat on the Great Lakes. And none of that's going to come onto land. It's going to be only over the Great Lakes, over the lake region. But, we're going to have some colder temperatures, aloft, a lot of warmth still in some of that water out there near Michigan. So, that's going to kind of react to each other, cause, with some vorticity with the center of low pressure, could cause some water spouts out over in some of the Great Lakes region. And then as that pushes off to the east, we're not really expecting this to do too much as we move into Saturday afternoon as this pushes into the northeast. There is a decent amount of shear and spin in the atmosphere. If we had a lot more instability, this thing would definitely be a concern for tornadoes. But because there's going to be basically no instability with this storm, a lot of cloud cover out there, not going to really expect this system to really do much at all. Could have maybe some spotty severe weather here and there, but I'm mainly expecting for the most people, some sort of, thunderstorm, heavier rain, and that's about it. And then on the backside of this, we're going to be expecting some cooler air to start to usher into the United States. We'll be talking about, just how cold that'll be. But then, man, look at this. After this system moves out, there's not really a whole lot. You can't really see any green dots on this map at all because there's not going to be a whole lot of rain across the United States. So, I mean, it's interesting to say the least. We've been dealing with so much severe weather over the past couple of months. I'm telling you, I'm just here fiddling my fingers. I don't know what to talk about. I don't even know what to come out here on YouTube and say to you guys, that weather app can't tell you, what temperature is going to get cooler. That's about all I can say. Maybe a little bit of rain, maybe a little bit of storms here and there. But yeah, so that low pressure system moves off. We get a high pressure system kind of build into the central United States. And then, for the next 5 to 7 days, I mean, we're just really not expecting much activity. We still could see some spotty flooding out here in the southern United States, but that's about it. No tropical activity, at least on this model, in the future. So at least for anywhere in the near or over the United States. Looking at the looking at the SPC Outlook here, this is just kind of a generalization. It tells you where some severe weather could be. So you can tell we've got an absolutely massive, I'm just kidding, a very tiny, small area where severe weather is going to be continuing to be possible this morning. And then moving into the evening, we're going to be expecting to see some severe weather into the Ohio Valley. Tomorrow is going to be possible. So just make sure that you guys are weather aware going into tomorrow. We could have some severe weather out there for the Ohio Valley. But again, it's going to be on the weak side, just some thunderstorms for most folks. One of those might become severe. As you can see, tornado threat to 0 there. So not overly concerned about that. Going to the next day, as you can see, we have absolutely 0 chance. As of right now, things could change. We could get a whole whopping marginal risk if we get unlucky. But it looks like general thunderstorms for a lot of folks. And that's about it. Not really expecting any severe weather. And then down the line, things are still quiet. No unexpected severe weather in the future. Now, let's talk about the main portion, the main reason why you probably clicked on this video, which is we're having our first taste of fall. Those temperatures are about to cool down, so let's go look at that. All right, so here we are. Here's the temperatures in the United States, and as you can see, a lot of folks are still dealing with a little bit of heat going into tomorrow, 90-degree temperature, so that cool down's not quite there yet. But again, that low pressure system's going to be coming into the United States and bringing that cold air in the back door, a little bit of Canadian air coming in, like the Canadians just open a fridge. Thank you, Canada. Do that again, please. We are burning up down here in the South. But yeah, as you can see, a lot more colder air moving into the country, sweeps down to the South, maybe even getting 50s all the way down there near Kentucky and Missouri, 30s and 40s over here in parts of the Great Lake regions as that cold front and that low pressure system moves in. And then look at this, that colder air starts to sweep into the northeast as well. And again, lots of these temperatures are early morning temperatures. That's when these are going to cool down. During the day, we can expect 60s and 70s in the Ohio Valley going towards the northeast. Still going to be dealing with 70s and 80s in the southeast, still 90s and 80s in the southern plains there. But I mean, overall, a lot cooler, at least for the eastern portion of the United States, going in, really getting started on Saturday morning, pushing into Sunday morning, and then even Monday morning, still seeing some cooler temperatures in the same areas as well. And then unfortunately, it's kind of looking like it might start to heat back up again as we get into next Monday. So as you can see, that heat starts to build back into the middle of the country, pretty much right there, spot on the middle of the country. And then look at that, still dealing with 100-degree temperatures in Arizona as well, which is pretty impressive. That I think they've had about a 100-day record. I think it was in Phoenix, Arizona. I can't remember what city it was, but they've had 100 days of over 100-degree temperatures there. So pretty impressive amount of heat. I mean, look at that going into the future. It's going to heat back up. So make sure, again, this is a taste of fall. This isn't fall full-fledged coming in. We're going to get this kind of a false fall, just a little, kind of a tease of what it could be like. But unfortunately, it is looking like heat is going to be back into the forecast as we go later into the future. Looking at the tropical activity out there, you can see we got 4 X's on the map. Oh my gosh, what's happening? Is it Armageddon? No, it's not Armageddon. And in fact, a lot of these storms have very low chance of forming. As of right now, the environment that a lot of these storms are heading into are having an issue. In some of the problems we've been experiencing with these storms, we have a little bit of a monsoonal trough that's a little bit farther north. And I think is most interesting that I was checking on the models earlier is that we have this warmer air. We have a capping inversion out there, a layer of warm air that's keeping the thunderstorm activity generally low across the main development region going into the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico. But one thing that I did notice is that next week, if you check the 500 millibar temperatures, it's going to start to cool down a little bit more go in the next week, going into the week after that. We could start to see tropical activity pick back up in the main development region if the models are right. And so, and that cooling starts to happen because again, temperature gradients kind of messed up. You got warm on top of warm. That's not hurt. I mean, storms or tropical storms or any tropical weather development really hates that. So need to see those cooler temperatures aloft, and that might be coming within the next week or two. So if that's truly the problem here, I think we're going to start to see some tropical development, at least enough to where we could talk about it a little bit more in depth. But right now, we've got 20% there, 10% over the next 7 days, 20% over the next 7 days up here. And then this one's at 30% over the next 7 days. This one's kind of interesting. It might do something still, but still a whole lot of uncertainty. Not even really worth talking about in any detail whatsoever, because it'll ultimately change tomorrow or the next day. So that's why I really haven't been coming on here and saying anything, because it's just I don't know what to say other than what we're certain about is it's going to be pretty quiet. There's cold, and then in the Atlantic, it's still a lot up in the air, and honestly, not a whole lot of threats to the United States. But if that changes, obviously, we're going to be doing more updates. So make sure you like and subscribe if you want some of those. When there's actually something happening, we'll actually come back on here and talk about it. I promise. But you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see you guys whenever I find something else to talk about. See you then.